This is the story of a mother's heart that was broken in the most unimaginable way, yet chose forgiveness over revenge. It will challenge everything you think you know about strength, justice, and the power of Islamic values. In a small town in Egypt, there lived a woman named Yusuf. Her 19-year-old son, Yusuf, was the light of her life. He was a hafiz of the Quran, studying to become an Islamic scholar, beloved by everyone who knew him for his gentle nature and kind heart. One evening, Yusuf was walking home from the mosque after Isha prayer when a young man, drunk and angry, got into an argument with him over something trivial. In a moment of rage, this young man pulled out a knife and stabbed Yusuf. By the time help arrived, her precious son was gone. Yusuf's world shattered. The boy who used to wake her up with Quran recitation, who would kiss her forehead every morning and say, "Assalamu alaikum, mama," was taken from her in an instant of senseless violence. When the case went to court, the killer, a 17-year-old named Omar, sat with his head down, clearly remorseful but terrified. His own mother wept in the courtroom, knowing her son faced years in prison or worse. Everyone expected Yusuf to demand the harshest punishment. She had every right under Islamic law to seek qisas, equal retaliation. But when the judge asked for her testimony, Yusuf stood up slowly. She looked directly at Omar, the boy who had destroyed her world, and said something that stunned everyone present. "Your Honor, I see before me not a killer, but a child who made a terrible mistake that he will carry forever. I see his mother's tears, and they remind me of my own. I have lost my son, but if I choose revenge, his mother will lose hers too. That will not bring my Yusuf back." The entire courtroom was silent. Omar looked up for the first time, disbelief in his eyes. Yusuf continued, "My son was a hafiz of the Quran. He memorized the verse, 'But whoever forgives and makes reconciliation, his reward is with Allah.' How can I dishonor his memory by choosing hatred over the mercy he lived by? I forgive this boy, but I have one condition." Everyone held their breath. "I want Omar to come to my house every Friday after Jummah prayer. I want him to learn the Quran that my son loved so much. I want him to understand the value of the life he took, not through punishment, but through learning what my son stood for." Omar broke down crying. Through his tears, he whispered, "Auntie, I don't deserve your forgiveness. I took away the most precious thing in your life." Yusuf's voice shook as she replied, "My son, you are now the most precious opportunity in my life, the chance to turn tragedy into guidance, hatred into healing." For 2 years, Omar came to her house every Friday. She taught him Quran, Islamic values, and most importantly, she showed him what true forgiveness looks like. Omar not only memorized the entire Quran, but became a changed person. Today, Omar is an Islamic teacher who travels to schools, telling young people about the night that changed 2 lives forever, the night he learned that a mother's forgiveness is stronger than a judge's punishment, and that Islam's mercy can transform even the darkest hearts. Yusuf later said, "People think I lost my son twice, once to death and once to forgiveness. But the truth is, I found my son twice, once in Jannah, where I know he's proud of my choice, and once in Omar, who now carries forward the values Yusuf lived by." Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean the pain goes away. But it means choosing Allah's way over your ego's way. It means trusting that Allah's justice is perfect, even when ours feels necessary. Who in your life needs your forgiveness? What grudge are you carrying that's heavier than the offense itself? Remember, Yusuf, if she could forgive the unforgivable, What excuse do we have for holding on to smaller hurts? May Allah give us hearts that choose mercy over revenge and forgiveness over bitterness. Ameen.